Okay, I'll try to be fast this week. I didn't like my execution. We have this shot ongoing. I think there's also a long board because I don't know. It's supposed to have been a sell to buy, but I know that this is ongoing, so we'll get to it eventually. For now, our week started where it started. We had this one up. So this was on Monday. And I was telling myself, because looking to the left, we had this. This would have been a loss. So I was also looking at this. So if expansion, um, this. Okay, so I would share something that I'm looking at later on. Maybe I might include it. So I'm having an idea about using dark pools to judge. So setups that occur with dark pools would have maybe more risk. So this was the type 2. We closed below it here while this was on. Excuse me. We have this. So I was like a 2 bar. And so we had that there, but we never got the long. So it will not be interesting. It wouldn't be surprising if sometimes if this falls and let's say this is going there. But we'll see. Or not, because we already had things inside here, for instance. So, and I was like, because we also had this expansion, but now I see this was its stuff, so it lost already. Um, and I was like, okay, I was anticipating if this creates something, but we'll just remove it. We would enter replay mode, and we'll see what we can get. One day, at this time when I wake up, what are we doing? We're coming back to this movie. And what am I trying to hard? I'm trying to see if this, if with dark pools are more winners. So I will look back into the data, but I would add, I would insert to the right, and I would drag this here for now. And I would include, this would include a drop down with only one option, which is going to be dark pool. And this would be, I wanted yellow. It's going to put selection. Mm. So we would be including that now, but once we get there, we'll see. So in this instance, when this trade, oh, actually did have. So I don't know if I have this. That's I like yellow. Makes everything easy. It's a very annoying color. maybe at least for me. So it helps me quickly see. So this is the eye. Of course, I have to look at it if it's forming before or after. So in this eye, the eye of the expansion to the first low above it. So that is the dark hole. The front. So that's the dark hole. And so when we have this, if I'd seen this, this is a key level, and I would be okay. This is for that. So we can move this for a minute. And what I'm trying to say is that once this happens, so this is Sunday, there, this already happened. We are still inside here, and after this, we are even touching. We didn't touch this yet, so wake up here. It's a cell, and because it has a dark pool, I'm not seeking too many things. I'm like maybe max is there. Also have any understanding that I'm trying to see. If we weak this, by the time if we take this high, actually, stop loss should be there. So this was a stop on, this was a stop. This was also a stop on, this was the candle was closing before this stop on this high. If we weak this, or if we CSC this OB, especially with a close above it, price is done. So with this in understanding, it's easy to put my stop even low. And I understand why stops can be, they can weak it, of course, but just for the sake of my sanity. There. And this is new because I would be awake here. And we'll delete this so it doesn't. Close for a week. Well, this invalidation from what I'm saying. So this, I remember on this day, I took this trade. Of course, I had a bigger stop. And I was like, okay, so before this, are we going to close the CPI candle? So now we can turn this off and we can turn on shadow edge. So for shadow edge, we are above this. It's telling us as this, and I think this is why I put it. This is the undercut or maybe high because I tried to could tap into it. But with my new understanding, I'm okay with that. I can accept that. So shadow edge is telling us that this is on the cards. So I didn't like the idea that this was there. And so I know I closed this earlier, but I do not remember why. So we turn off shadow hedge. As at this day, so with this, all of a sudden, taking this is not the low. Minimum, I would want this, to be honest. I would want that simply because I know it's going down, but also on this day, by the time we're failing to break this at 7 o'clock and we keep ranging, especially, so this is one. Once we validate this, I'll be very annoyed that I didn't close it here because just thinking about it, I want to be more practical. It's nice to go from this, all this is there, this, for instance, also, or maybe this is why I closed it because thinking about this, we have this guy, OB, that forms, we weak this and we close above with this. We come back here, we don't hedge. This is also a buy. But I do not like this buy. And I can see the reasons why, because in this instance, now I'll turn back shadow edge and this will be my minimum target now. But why don't I like this buy? It comes back to what I'm saying. This started it, so we are already in this, of course, there. This would be once this confirms, yeah, and we're selling there, I'll say it takes me out. It's almost a BE trade, of course. This will be a loser. Maybe not, because this is the problem. I would not want to put this inside this FEG. So I would want to pull it down. Additionally, but how much I believe it needs, because dark pool. Once this confirms, I'll be thinking for the fact that, all right, this is inside here, this is here. We close above this dark pool, so it's for like direction. This must be important, but we have to close above this. So for me, it's very curious that technically the question is, did this trade win? So it came back here. So after this, it came back. And it came back. Mm, It came back. Sorry. I didn't, for example, part of this, maybe I didn't see it, or maybe I saw it. I don't like this. So we have this inside type 2. Of course, type 2 usually signify direction, like continuation. This close above this valid, or CSC it. No, maybe not, because this closed above a little bit. Open of this is 5874. Close 5875. So it closed above it a little. So I might not consider this actually. But even if we were, like we said, it closed above this, as I was saying, because of what this understanding of new ranges that I'm playing with. A close above this signifies that price wants to go up. We feel too weak above it. So this is in jeopardy, at least for my own. But this is what I'll be thinking, because I believe in DM. So of course it got there, but what I'm asking is, will my stop loss been here? If it had been there, why take all this drawdown? Now there's so many things happening inside this range that is making it very, very annoying. But I didn't really turn it on today, this week. But let's come back here. If I saw a trade here, because so by the time this closed, let's say somewhere I'm awake or whatever, and my stop was there. It's like because I was really in the shot. I believe I closed it. I closed it because of something else. This trade, so I'm saying, like, once it confirms, it should have been. It's not a problem. Oh, but because the dark pool trade, I really believe in it. Hmm. But I was entering. If I wick this, I'll have wanted higher prices. I'm confused what I would have done. But I think we were in a U card long on that day too, if I'm not wrong. So this was Monday, maybe not the next day. I think before it lost. Okay. So, because I know I wanted to long U card. I was long U card. So I favored this. Okay. Objectively, right? No funny business, no dramas, no nothing, just pure trading. Trying to see where this line is coming from. Oh, that must be where the price ended for the day. No, it isn't. Oh, okay, it's just the line where price is currently is. Okay, this is taking too long and I've not said much. Okay. Um, don't overthink. This was a dark pool trade. I trust it more. This is a dark pool. It's almost as if I shift. With CSTDs, by the time you wake up, you'll be buying somewhere, yeah? Or maybe inside this candle, doesn't matter. price would be there, even though it should be actually should be here, but that came so close to losing. And also, you can weak it, and it can weak it and end as a red candle. So absolute invalidation. This is the next stuff because also this is it, but fair enough. Put it here, minimum. So at this minimum, we're getting almost a 2 hour. That is lovely. As at this, it should have given a 3 hour. And then what happened? After what happened? We had a situation whereby this is not valid because we closed there. So if it's not valid, I need to change the color to maybe yellow. Because yellow pisses me off a lot. But it needs to be deeper. There. Mm. So this is invalid. And because of that, we have a situation whereby now when this was going down, you're tracking this. This also has a dark pool. So once we close above this, I really believe in it. Of course, I'm still contemplating. Is it enough to just buy and but this candle. Yeah. So is it enough to just buy this already? Yeah. TP would be what I would like to see. I'd like to see what is there. So bringing this back, this was there. And we will close. It's a very simple case. Would close. Yeah. I doubt I will close it, like I said, because it got validated when Monday at 8 a.m. Let's go back to UCAD. Monday at 8 a.m. You see. So at 9, I'll be very pissed off that I closed it, but at 9, I might enter again because at 9, we were confirming a long. And I was like, okay, so we have to, I have to be honest. Because I know I didn't close it here. I didn't see this long. I closed it because of my own feeling, and I closed it on Tuesday by myself. Not I just closed it. I was like, because I closed UCADs, I think somewhere there after this massive pump, and it would lose. But I don't. There's just something about this pump that just felt odd to me, and I didn't like it, and I just closed it. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to close it. But now that I see it, I'm so sorry, I'm just all over. I want to see something. If let's come back to 1 hour and we will do this and do that and come back to 5 minutes. I'm tracking something. That was very wrong. How far back I went. If we close above that, it is very interesting. I don't think we've gotten there yet. If we close above it, I'll be very interested in what happens. Nothing's. This is the one downside the range here. So this is not the not the stop on, but we ran this slow, but that's nothing. We came here, we went up, then we ran this. this expansion and this, so anything, either this or this. It's very interesting that we came back and died. It's going to be a very interesting combination. And I've been there. I would explain what I'm doing. So be fun. So I'm also, let's see, then in this instance, we might be very wrong. So it stopped there. And then we'll go back to the 5 minutes. Then we see what's that? Oh no, it's just been, yes, it is expansion and yeah, but it's not really, nothing is really changing. Maybe until here, kinda, but it's not clear. It's not, but even if it's there, this was the start of a new can just with it. We should be closing. See, touch this. Where was that? Yeah, so this, see, big candles range and then massive displacement. We'll come in here now. This is nothing. This is not. This is just one push. So it would be very interesting. What happens? I see. Just range in there. See, nothing special. Sorry, I'm in my own head. I know what I'm saying. It's going somewhere else. Just this last one, and then we'll get back on track. Put that there, leave it there. We'll drop to the 5 minutes. See this. Yeah, good one. Traces, and this was the one. Maybe this, but I'll put this here, and I would put this. It's not the best. This is almost feels like the last expansion, kind of. Since we broke this high, this has been going in one direction, really, which is this is the one that really, So I'll be more concerned about you, being honest. Maybe that's interesting. But if we come back here and we say this, so we say this, and this will have been the last stop on, so this wouldn't matter. I will be running this, and in this high, since we run this high, did they put anything there? That was of note. No, this was below, so this is still, if we close below this, which we did here though, no matter, but still. What I would have preferred this, and then this. So maybe after that stuff would be there, not here. To be inside here, FEG. Don't be stupid and take this. That is interesting. But then we'll be wondering, the question will be how to combine it. I should be doing this on this. Sorry guys, I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing here. So I would be in a long there, and I was, so in real life I didn't trade this, to be honest. Just being honest, I didn't trade the long. It wasn't valid enough to make a decision to quit it. No, it's even close there. So at 7 o'clock or at 8 o'clock, I didn't. And part of that will happen. And I closed it well. I closed it somewhere, yeah. Closed it out there, whatever time. Um, so 3 o'clock on Tuesday, I think inside here, I closed it. So you see, somewhere there. I don't know. I didn't know why, but a part of me just felt like, you know what, I am not doing again. I closed it. Yeah. So I'm going to, I think I was also concerned with my bounce and I didn't like how this was because it's after, definitely after this, so somewhere inside there. It was like 2 hours, if I'm not less than, it was just shy of close it there. But I had a very big stop, so it was not 2 hours, like it was big. Mm, So I will just save this. Then we'll come back. I'm struggling to accept it. So I wanted this or this minimum, and we would have closed it there for 0.25 hour. Oh, that's how it should be now. I'm going to type dark ones. So we can, oh, oh, we delete this, we delete this, delete this, delete that. Too many lines, doesn't matter. We keep that alone. Uh, alone. So this is also a dark pool. I'm beginning to trust them. So once this validates here, this is just an OB second candle. So I'll be buying. And if I'd seen it, I don't want to put my stop inside here, but what am I looking at? You see, this is not this. Looking at this, my invalidation is really down because of my understanding that I have now. So what is the understanding? This was the low. It didn't run any stop onto this. This is a stop on. Took out whatever low here. So if we remove this, okay, so just a single candle, an expansion there, right? After this, at this end, this is it. Once price closes or wicks that, once we wick this, price should go down. It's like I should sell it because it's like I'm looking at this as a previous range of price, and this is the last expansion, or this is where it, of course, I'll have preferred this guy here. So it's like if this closes, you wick this, you see price one goes down. And in this instance, this is like it just runs down, nothing. Before this, so if all this from here is like a rundown, we can remove it. What was the last in this? Once price closes above this guy here at this place, we can almost expect price to run down. But if you're uncertain, this was the last, and that's what I was looking at. This was the last one. So if you're uncertain for price to go high, once we close above this, price should go up. But this is me running an analysis that I'm not used to discretionally. But for now, I will use it for myself as well. If I'm saying that since this, even if this was the end of the range, so this is the range. There's the candle that ran. So this is, let's even use it to a singular candle. That will be very interesting. So range, this was the candle that ran the high of the range. So this is the first candle that breached down into it, or even maybe this. So either this or this. They're both interesting. But where am I going to is like, if this is the range, this is the candle that is breaching this range, but this failed expansion rather, but let's say it's a range, at least on the 5 minutes will be bigger. This is the candle that ran it. This candle that ended the range. So this is a stop one on the range, done. This is the first candle that runs through it. So, and then we'll run through it again. This candle is important. If we start wicking above it, the price wants to go up. If we start closing above the next candle, even this guy, because this is the candle that closes back into this range. If you're closing below this guy, price wants to run up. So invalidation is there. It's there actually. And where do I want to hit? We want us to close above this. Then fails. Bam, fails. You get a trade entry, almost loses. Not good. Comes up range, fails. I'll not see this, but I will just wake up into a loss. It should have been painful. But this is showing this is what we want to use to go up. They're still stuck inside. So typically don't be here. But where will I want to target? First target. I cannot target this because this is it then. If I turn this back on, shadow hedge, then I'll be targeting this. Hopefully, not, but this makes sense. Not, it doesn't make sense for where the target is, but maybe then above. But just keeping it that way. So I'll just put, it's not really, or maybe there. Then because I'll be believing that if we weak, but we only got to almost just 1 hour before it dies, 0.95 hour, and then it loses. It and let's see. Of course, I wouldn't use this yet because I'm still afraid, but I would rather use this, even though this doesn't lose, because if I push this down, it's still less than 1 hour. That's what I was saying. Why didn't I just using the same thing? If I let's say we enter here and stop is there. This same place where my stop loss is, it was better to hold this. Even with this to give it 1.5 hour. That's why I said I know that when I closed it, the high on this, when I closed it on Tuesday, it was not 1 hour, but it was not bad. And I was satisfied with the profit. But I'm not going to, since this is not really a collection of, this is just me testing my idea. Okay, this is why this is going to be a very long video. So, mm, so we have this, it's a dark pool. This is what we are tracking. This is important for us also. It's very interesting. I'm sure if we go into the 1 hour, we'll be finding very interesting stuff. Let's just what I was doing. So the premise is that inside there, we are looking for, so if you look into this yellow box, this is the, if I drag this off again for a minute, this here, we started the range expand, take this, all the series of rundown is taking this low. So all this is the stop on all of this, because after this happened, you are going up. If you saw anything on your hand, you're going up. This is the first range. So all this around the stop. So when all this around the stop, this is the first close back above it. This guy. Of course, once we, because, okay. Oh, that's strange. That doesn't make sense. Sorry. There. Okay, 5 minutes now. So that was that. So from 1 o'clock, this was the end. So actually that's nothing. So we just ran through this. and ended there. We closed around there. So there was nothing inside there, but it makes sense. And after that, this is the this was the first initial range, and then price ran through it. That makes sense because this was the range of the last hour. This was the low of the last hour, and then price ran through it. And then we are saying that there should be a green candle here that is closing back inside this range. This was it there. And once we take this price run, and I remember Josh was telling me that price, we see that he sees a price runs back into almost 50%. I was saying 50% of the range. So I expected price to run back inside here. But then it also makes sense if this is an expansion, this is the key level. So price came very close. It's less than 1 pip. That is massive. So if price gets, or it even touches it and dumps, pride will not let you pick that. But that is massive that even though this is a very big candle. So if this is the first candle that is closing through it, even if you sold there, and what don't I want to see? Because if it's another expansion and then within the 1 minute, there will be, even if you do not count it here, there will be a down candle here. So I don't want us to close above that. But for the sake of it, let's expand it up. Where do I want to target? Maybe a specific low or last one. This is the last one on liquidity. If we can say so, something like that. Started expanding through. So this is the first candle to expand. This would then be my target because if we close through this, of course, we wick through it, ran back into 50% of the range that created, was it up to 50%? Yeah, ran back into 50% of the expansion that took it, that created the last expansion that came into it, die again. Where does it take? We're not surprised. We're not surprised it came here. Why? This, if we are considering this candle, this is the last expansion. This is the start of the green candle. Then we took the low. We ran the stops that were here. And then we came back into the range. This is the next place. Wicks started closing above the expansion that took it invalidated. So, or maybe here might have not have been, no, didn't just invalidate. Yes, it's a loss, but still, we've enjoyed that. It's a lot. I think that there is an understanding that is there that is interesting, but not today. Not today, not today, not today. And yes, I should just, my God, I spent so much minutes doing something else other than. So I was trying to look inside here if there was something that could give me a clue to go up. But this is just me. I should just do this fast and then come back to this because I have the time for it, I guess. So it comes in here. This is the expansion we are considering. And this is the second candle. So this is valid and we know why it is now. So it gave a 0.95 out before. I think it's a type 2. Need to keep watching those. Yes, it has a type 4, and the type 4 was really good because it occurred there. But I'll pay attention to I need one more. I need to edit this type 4 after. Okay. Doing a different color. That would be I just wanted some. Of course, if we have this kind, it will not be. It wouldn't matter. You'd see what I'm saying now. Let's do that. So we have, this is dark pool after OB, and that is dark pool after. So this would always be dark pool after because the OB is always the second. But I want to track dark pool after to see if this is not. This would be -1. And then once this happens, we are not trading again for the day. So this love being a loss, I'll be very pissed off when I wake up and see the loss and then we lost. But then, ah, so I was thinking this is one. The second candle before cannot would always be a dark pool after. So where's the dark pool? Because I'm tracking it now. Let's just, this is the first. So the first candle I below this doesn't matter if it's a red candle or not. Just the first high. This is it. It's just like a form of bag. In this instance, we didn't have any bag, but we are saying once this closes, price should be bullish for the foreseeable future. Even here, when it closed, there were not, here closed here, there was, for someone on the 5 minutes or using smaller entries, with my understanding that if this was for example, why did we put our stop here again? If I was looking at the first candle, so if this was just using that simple logic, there, dark pool. The candle that closes through the dark pool is very important. This is a candle that is closing back into the failed range, at least in this instance, because in this instance, this was also a range. Candle is failed because we are saying after this range, everything else is a stop on because the range has failed here. We should reverse, but we kept going down, so everything has stopped. Once they see, it's like comes back here. We're on this. This is like we're saying maybe not an OB expansion. So I'm saying even from here, I could run this. That's 16 pips. That's a lot. This is the candle that ran. This is this one. Let's split it into two. And then before even going down. So by waiting into two for it, all of a sudden you've shaved off some. And if you're targeting that's the high, that is massive. And there's a lot of things going on inside here. So, but I'll put it here because I'll be like, it mustn't, of course, because of things like this. You don't put it, nah. Now I'm in my head and I'm saying things that I'm not saying, but I am saying. So once we close this, that's the dark pool. We are bullish. We close through this here. This is the candle. Yes, this didn't come here. Just this trade did not peak, if I remember very well. It did not. It came very close, but I doubt it will peak because of spread. So we'll put this wrong stuff. We'll put this here. And what is now the invalidation? So if I'm saying this is expansion that went through here, so this is, since this one, using the same logic, since this one, we have been expanding through this. When this expansion ended, so first expansion, we went through it, stop one. When this expansion ended, stop one. This is the first candle that was trying to get back into it. So if I'm being like saying, okay, I don't want to use this because this is a normal. This is the first candle that is closing back, close up dark pool, closing back into this range of price, which is very lovely. This is where I should be. This is if I'm feeling like, oh, it's too big. Normal. In this instance, now this makes sense. In this instance, well, let's see, we'll put it there, but this is where it is. This is a plan of situation whereby I use a 2% risk or something, but this is it. I put enough here that 2% is here, let's just say for instance, and then if we lose this, it's going to be like 1.5 and 1.8, that kind of vibe. Accepting the loss, of course, accepting the whole thing. So that is there. And where will I target? Now I'm still targeting this high in this instance because I'll think where this high is so close to this, if we weak it, all is relatively equalized, gone. We're tracking this. That's where I want price to expand. Of course, I'm seeing it now. I don't know if I would see it then in person. So key level. This, no dark pool. So this. But before that, let's just delete this and let's just take this. So this is fifth. I like that. This is OB continuation. Dark pool before. No. Dark pool. Dark pool after will be long. We do not know. So just put that there. That was what the trade was before. And we can now track this other one, this smaller one inside there. There. Of course, I do not like this. This I'm not considering, so that's why a return to it is not being considered. But nah, no, I'm not getting lost in it. I'm not getting lost. We are not doing that. This is very interesting to me. If we could have predicted the one down, go back to the 5 minute. If it does it now. Oh yeah, I remember this. We just had this straight down. So we're in the expanding trend. It's very interesting that it came back to the only green. The only time we stopped inside here, I'm sure, because oh my god, making this very complicated. Because if we then go down to the 1 minute, what do we have here? This will have all the elements of Josh's stuff in it. At this center, run, expansion, ended, stop on, good. Ran through it until here and ended. Comes back here. So this was expansion. Take out this guy. Take out, this was the one that closed into. So when we ran through here, bam, we stopped, continued. We started running. This is the candle that first closed into it. Take out this candle, sell. Take out this candle, sell. Madness. There's something here. There's an understanding here. And I'm getting distracted. I need to make a separate video where we go. All right, I'll just make a separate video where I really just we just go through the craziness of this. I don't know, maybe not. So this is the expansion and no dark pool. So we buy this. Where do I put my stop? Price. I'm expecting price to come back here. So I'm not in this instance, no thing FEG price can still come back here. I'm expecting it. Technically for this guy, expansion, this, I'm saying price should not close below this. So very interesting. It's going to be very interesting for when I expect a deeper retracement. Price can touch this. Price should touch this is liquidity. So it makes sense. A week below this price can go further down. So I'm saying price can do this. And since this is the candle that closed below it, price can even go further down. So putting this here, price can take me out. It's inside an FEG, it's inside everything. This was where we were saying, I hate this. It's a very big stop. And I think on this day, I went down to the 15 minutes. This is the FEG. So all the stuff say, but I think I didn't need this. But I hate this. Maybe I can put it there. But then see, stop on, maybe not stop on, close. This is the first candle. Back into it, they took it out. So out of this, since this, if we remove this, we've not closed yet. So price can, on the 15 minute, put a candle here that runs it comes and then it closes back above and it goes like a reclaim it, or it can keep going down. So put this here, and all of a sudden, this will be like this and keep falling. But we'll see. So decision time, we have to put it there. There's nothing we can do based on the 1 hour. Stop is above, but I want to see how it plays. Well, we didn't need it. See that? But I am too fearful to, how do I put it? You see, that's where this is how I come up with small invalidation, right? This is a guy that comes back. If you weak this, we are going down. Oh my, I'm so happy. This bot, why can't I put it there? I'm expecting the price because this is a valid trade too. The only annoyance is that it's too, if it was not, okay, I would not have still gotten an entry. But the only annoyance is that I felt price might still come back here. Price does not come back here. This is the invalidation for this setup. Is there? This is good. This is showing me when I can expect price to come back into a price, because for this expansion that I was looking at, this is the end of it. It doesn't. I cannot put it here. Okay, let me use the last. This was the first. How do I put it? It was the candle that first wicked. Maybe this guy actually. Because if I using weak, then this is the first candle week. So this was the best place I could have put it. Piss me off. I'll be very concerned about this and this. That being, because I'm, like I said, I'm looking for stop loss management. Really invalidation, not hoping. But I would rather, this is the first week. This is this. I know myself. This is still inside here. I would put it maybe there. And it's okay. It's a good trade. A good trade can have uh, uh, so this is just a regular guys. None long. And this is, I spent too much time. 127. I'm here, I'm just typing something. Okay, so this is gone because we know why that was there. Of course, there were other reasons that is not going to be. So what did we see? Price should run to it. Big candles, like Josh told me. Big candles, very big candles indeed. Then this one too. We don't want to see small candles. We want them to break. So this almost feels like breakout trading, but an anticipation from when we know that price would really break out. You see, in this instance, this will have been the just using it purely as just okay, this is it. This is the first expansion. We close to it. If we close below this guy, so yeah, this is the candle that close. If you close below this guy, it should expand, instantly comes back, of course. It comes back here, wicks this. Now you're confused. I'm confused. This, I want to go up this, but this is coming up. Give it room to breathe. This is coming up. This would lose, but this is not expanding. Bam. First expansion. Wicks into it. Big drops. It should leave. If we're saying doing that, when this comes here, wicks it here. The next candle should, we are saying within the next 3 hours, give or take. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. We should see a move out. 1, 2, 3. See, yeah, the last one dumps it. First time they come back again, weak, do nothing. Big move out. So this is still there. This is gone. Key level. And this is Wednesday. Do I have to turn this back? I think it's just better. There were things on the left-hand side that were there. But I could not trust. For instance, this is going to be the next. If we close above this and hit this. So close above that. I think I see that the price was there. And then we'll target this according to strategy. But part of me wasn't able to look left well. So let's see the next trade. Nothing. We are not surprised price is moving up. So this is supposed to be the next trade. So we close above it. This. So this would be, I know where price ended. This would be the dark pool. So it was bam, bam. Well, of course, it was one candle, so this will always be after. So we've closed this. Let me turn this on. This will have been maybe the next best place because I know that price didn't get there. But let's track it. I didn't take all this in real life because I was just confused. Let's see. If this is a thing and this is on this range, this is the first time we are closing above here, above this high. This is where it gets tricky, trying to think about it when you're expanding up. So this is our expansion. This was it. We are saying that once we close above this, price is interested to going up. Price comes back, is interested, is going up. We are closing above this expansion. This doesn't matter. Yeah, once we close this, that means defaultly this is the last candle here. This is the OB actually. Because when this expansion, this is the first candle to close above this. So if we are closing below this, we're expanding down there. And typically that is too big. I do not like that. This would be first expansion. I would want it to tap this or this. I don't think it tapped it, missed it by a few, but part of me knows why. I'm beginning to wonder. Is that not the hold levels? There's a feeling. Bam. Second one. Yeah. Oh wow. So I just remember that I wanted this, I think. Let's see. The price died, but refused. Gave this. Oh, I'll have set my entry, at least there. Okay. What a pity. What a pity. But once I wake up this, and this is why I don't like, I feel like, let's go to the 15 minutes. Expansion, closed above. So actually, this should be it. Should be where the stop should be. No, it doesn't. H1. We can turn this off. So, but I did not, but I am conflicted. Oh, actually, we shouldn't turn it off because it's a valid trade. But I didn't like that stop. This is what I preferred, but it doesn't matter. When I'm doing too much like this, I do not like it. because it means in real life, I do not have the time to do that. It closes above this yesterday, this comes back. Oh, I can't take the straight time of day. Okay, I will take it. Stop. So I think I've messed up how to read this stop. Just a minute. Dark boom. Closed above it, actually. You see? Closed above the dark boom. Ranges back into this, something that was here on the hands up. It's really powerful. What I want to more than that is stop loss placement, appropriate stop placement, dark boom. This is the first candle that takes us back. I can't put my stop here because that will mean this is failure of this means we're going down. But as at this time, I did not know. So this has not opened. So only this was available to me. Okay. Entry was here, so I would not be able to use this because I didn't know. When time this was ending, I didn't know it's going to be the one. Expansion, this guy, candle that close to it. This technically should be your stop. I'm being honest. It's not take me out because why? We started this candle, this expansion started here. Stops, goes through it, retraces. So, bang. This is almost like a stop on this. So this is almost like a run on this. This is the stop run through it. So if we see as this candle here, this says we are going down. Of course, comes back to what this guy was, what Josh was saying. It's very interesting that the range that brought this back down in this instance, not the best, but in this instance, since this was just a weak candle, and this was just like a random news, it was just a wickedness. Typical weak wickedness. Ends back into this. If you're selling, sell here. This is the type of the top of the range. That means you're saying if we close above this, you're going back up. So stop is there. Top wicks on both. Put it up a little bit. The crazy person. If we're breaking, then we should expand again through it. Gives you enough. If we use this ideal, because I'm a mad person, no, I'm not. Maybe there. This is crazy that within a few minutes, of course, we'll not be able to trade this. This is market open. We can still see this, but I shouldn't be doing this here. So if this is the range that starts, this is one that close above it. I'm not going to just as where I didn't put it directly here, which I would not. It should be down there. If I drop to the 15 minutes, we'll try and see. It's like on the 15 minutes, it's not clear. This is the run. So on the 15 minutes, this is a dark pool. This is the kind that closes back into this. We've already closed below and we are running it. So if I was saying on the 15 minute, this would be the best. Worst case, there. I was already getting more than what I like, 25. So this is the candle that closes above this eye. So run on liquidity. So run on stop. Let's just say, oh, this was the run on stop. Obviously, let's just take this guy. Actually, it's not. That's the first candle. So if we delete all this, so there, oh, there. Drop back to the 1 hour. Comes back here. So there. Or there. So I'll put a line there. It's important because I'm learning about this, or which is the best there. So I'm not a crazy person. Also, this is an FEG, and I still have feelings of what a trade is can be. And I'm not going to just remove this all of a sudden there. I'm concerned with. I'm even thinking price can bounce on this and run up. So I'm more likely to use this. And also it's above my black line. So trust it. And if I wake up and I see this, That makes sense. And first TP. Once if I wake up and I see and I turn this on, I see it here, a part of me wants to close. Surely once if I see it as rejected or it's there, it's like, I don't like this. There would be the max. And it's not because I wanted more. Why? This is there. This is a new way. This is there. This is the candle that started the expansion up. Saying I will take this high and the one up. It's very, you see, this, too many lines, too many stuff. This here is eating it and rejecting it. This is expected. I'll be pissed off if I see that because I think I might even close early, but actually it's less than one. So 1.2, 1.3. So, and that is by gaining on yourself. So this is a place where you take this and you walk away without anything. Dark pool, and we are saying this is the M 5 level. So we'll remove here from and price comes back and gives us. This is a trade. This is what I could have taken or should have taken, but this was on Wednesday. I could not trade this. So I did not trade it. I guess it is what it is. Copy link. Wow. Interesting. That's okay. You, you, I believe. Yeah. So this is there. This is there. So do we have dark pool for this? Yes, we do. Is it before? This is after. So very important to start thinking in that way. And also we have this, or we do not. So let's see. Oh yes, I remember this was pre-news. So what's the expansion? Let's try it out in time. We have this expansion, right? We'll do it one by one. Let's do this first one. So expansion, nothing. Dark pool was after because it was its OB. Just so this, once this happens, sell this. Stop. Just using this basic, just being on the 1 hour. Do not close above that. If we drop to the 5 minute, this was the stop, and there's the last expansion. This is it. Do not close above this. This is just using it. If we said this was all this of this and all of these instance, so they're running above this just on the 5 minutes. This is the first. So they're running above. This is the first close above. I shouldn't get back above that, but I'm not going to use that because this I don't think with the bullishness. See that again. All of this. So if all this is just the last candle and then this runs above it. First candle to close above there on the 15 to close back above. So somewhere there we've taken it high. So maybe there would be my first place to put it. But since I'm on the 1 hour and I'm not doing that in this instance, because why? We've been very bullish. This was the first run on these highs. We stopped, we didn't put anything there. So I'm taking all of this as this. So yeah, maybe this can work actually, but wherever that was on the 15th, we'll see it, we'll put it there. And that place we can see is there. I'm saying price might get here. So run on liquidity there, push this. If this was the first bounce into it, I cannot put it there until maybe we are down there, then you can put it there because this is my entry. So this is the next best thing. There's also this is also something inside here. So best thing I can do is put it here because I'm telling myself, but the absolute invalidation on the 1 hour is there. On the 15 minutes, this is the first time since this has been running. It's still down there. I cannot use that. So I'll use the next best expansion. It's still saying this. I cannot use this. Is this so? And it's saying I of this on the 15 minutes. It's there. So 15 minutes is saying that's where we can put it. But this, before this other printed, this is where I wanted to target. I think I remember that is straight. The next best places, if this is the candle that closed above it, then a CST of this means we are going down. But there are lots of, this was I plan it in real life. There are lots of stuff that are ongoing here. So it's like, first, you need to take this, close below this, and wick this. So close below this and wick this. Candle that sent us up, if we start closing below this, is there. So on that day, I had this target and I was like, wait a minute, even if you're stretching it, price will come back down there. I wasn't expecting, like, if this confirms, then I'll be expecting something like this, and then I was even targeting more. But there. I believe I closed the trade there or somewhere there. But either way, this is good. This makes it very big. This makes it even more insanely good. On the 5 minutes, if you were short, this was all the candle that ran through it, through this high last expansion that we like. If we remove this last expansion, this, on the 5 minutes is saying this is the candle that closed well above it before it started to give us confirmation. So yeah, do not close above this. Will be very good, actually. So I don't know if I would have time to spend several minutes to, oh my, enters. I want to see where they got to. It's very interesting. So on the 15 minutes, this was the candle. Would you look at that? Because this is the 15 minute. This is the first candle. See, they took it high. So I was seeing it differently. So if this is the double, when we ran through it, this is the first candle that comes back into it. So, oh, okay. And then we have this other one, expansion, second candle. There's the expansion that ran through it. So this actually, on the 15 minutes, this is where the stop was supposed to be. Or there, just stop. You can put it there. Correction. And then on the H1, there. On the 5 minutes, there's a kind of clarity that you see when you see prices. Feathers using, okay, I can do that. Expansion, so last expansion, and this was a little expansion. This wasn't taken under expansion high. So this, we closed, this was a candle that closed back. So all we are saying all this is stop on. So we are deleting all of this. We did not care about it. It wasn't needed. So the next candle, apart from that, the next best thing. So close above, we close above it, down below it. So if you close above this, we are saying we want to go up. Of course, it fails. We're just using one, using as a stop loss. So this was the candle I was supposed to close into it. Next time, even if it fails again, this candle here. This was the candle. Closes into it. It's also interesting that in this instance, if this was a stop one, close below this, CSD died and price comes back again to it. So, but this one's stop is there. All right, what's the next thing? This is the candle again that closes after this one's stop should not be, and we see that it's similar to where on the 15 minutes we were saying that we'll put our stop because on the 15 minutes says yeah, this is one that closes again into it. I was like, I cannot put it there, there, there. This I'm satisfied with. This is the last candle that closed below. So if you're deleting it, there, closes there. That is good. Not from fitting, maybe it is. CST, as at there, hits it. If I turn it on, I believe there should be some execution, maybe. Yeah, paper trading is not on them, I think. So, or maybe because we're in replay mode, there'll be some executions there. Close. So that was the trade. And with the stop there. Well, let's put it 2.5 hour there. Absolutely. Now I'm saying even be just using 1 hour. The 1 hour, this is the candle that closed into it. So what we're saying is the same thing that we just did on the 5 minute expansion. Close trade. Closes. So we are saying that our expansion is a range. This is an expansion through that range. We close back into it. So this we are saying this is our stop on. Delete all. This is the candle that closed it. If we close above this, not just this, we are bullish. That was the understanding I was going to say this again and again and back test it and again and again. If we close above this, we are bullish. Well, technically, if you're closing above this, bullish. Actually, not essentially this guy. So typically, stop should be here. Like that. Stop should be there. This was news, I believe. Stop should be there. Next best. There. Stop should be here. Can find something there. So I need to start writing this. Close above. I know. That was that for this trade. Dark pool above it, so I know the range I'm talking about. We can do this extra because why not? And this was going to be, I saw this, I took this, this was why I ended my day. I should have done better. I have enough. Yeah, this is good. This is considering the fact that this two are not so clear. This is just normal, but I like the fact like it's interesting that they still managed not to give you a dark pool before. This is with this. Well, Big notes. So, and then for the second one, this has no dark pool, so we'll delete it first, launch through it. This, in this instance, the same OB, the candle that confirms it. So that's what we are saying. Technically, this, so expansion, one street. So we're saying all of this, all of that in this time frame is a run on liquidity. So if we close through this, if you see us say this, you are going up. And this was at this high. If you close below this, I should run further down because it's the last candle in the expansion. Close below it, taps it, run further down. Comes back into it because this is the last candle in this expansion on this time frame. Then should run further down. So we're above that. So this would be the normal place, but like we said, we're not crazy. So we use this, and this I took, this trade I took because this was it. I know my stop was just there, but now that we know that even this is just insane. I couldn't. But this is it. And the fact that it's even interesting that now it's easy to go back to the 15 minutes and say, okay, if this was the last stop on and this was the candle and we're saying this is where I would have put it for that one. I know I cannot do that. So and we're saying this, so it makes sense that it was that. So yeah, this is lovely. Euro, what's that? Yeah. We didn't have any. So we also tracking because so far so good on the euro. Oh yeah, I had a trade here that you see, this was what we did, and I just put it there because just to put it there because of our pain. You see, my stop above. I see. I left it. I didn't. I did. This was not. This was not. You see this. I didn't buy this. I didn't see it as something. That is okay. I didn't buy it. I was really, really true here. Like, okay, close below this, and then I just left this alone, but just to show that as at this was what was on my chart. So let's just put it there. Sure. One sec. Um, can you imagine? Um, oh, sorry about that. Okay, so we have this. I changed it to this because it's what I did in real life. So let's include what I did. But that's a bad spelling. So what else happened this week? Tracking. I know that all of a sudden I needed this, not actually this, to close. I'll be looking, but I'm sure if we go there, we'll see on the 5 minutes something here. Still have to look at the other ones because I think there's still a sell going on that would have lost now. So if we come back here, would you look at that? Not really. Oh, that's interesting. So raising expansions, this is what we are tracking. Expansion closed inside here. So if we take this back a little bit, this dumps. Was there any candle that is down going that is closing here? No. Since this is still going, dumps this. So we need a green candle there. This guy. Outside it, of course. What don't you want to see that we start going up? Maybe this, but let's see. Does that make sense? This is part of the expansion down. This was the last. It's also interesting that it came back here, right? Let's forget that. Because if this is the last expansion, of course, we need a green candle here, just that. Okay, green candle here as an OB. Okay. So we delete this. Let me get this line here. So this is the next one. This was the candle that sent it down, of course. So we can look at this, but we would have preferred something from here to here. There. Oh, would you look at that? Okay, where would be your next X? So if this also was part of it, this is the candle that closes to this eye. Don't close above this. I can put you there. If you're closing above this, then we want to, this is also a stop on, but it's not just a stop on because this is the first down candle. So this is our in code to hold B to go up. So don't close above it, but because it can weak it. That's beautiful. And if we use that, even if it's just it's just incredible. So really it's just incredible. All right, so let's go to the H1 and let's see again. So we delete this, but like I said, I'm supposed to make a video for this, and this is opportunity. So down here we have this. It was this, it not just a CSC, so it was okay. This needed a close, so we need those down there, so that's why we need a close below this, and then a return back here to sell. Maybe towards not here, but this was our level that we're looking at. So price can come back, react off of this or this, send it back up. So it makes sense. It's interesting as from the start of the week. So start of the week, if we close above this, so far we remain this above this, we are bullish. If you start closing below it, maybe that means that we're bearish because those are the things that should hold price. And above this, we should go up again. So 1, 2. So if we see this, and I think that's where I'm stuck on. Yeah, I remembered. So as at this time, I'm bullish, and I think that I'm also, why was I selling? So price has to come back here. Where is my invalidation? All right, let's look at it. Let's just so I'm saying I'm trying to use swings. First swing, stop on. If this was the stop on, do we have this? Not dark pool. Okay. So if this was the run on liquidity, so we are saying this is a stop on, then what's the first, once this ends here, this expansion ends on this. Okay, this is the first candle too. Technically, that should be the stop. I should be saying expanding. If you're closing above this, it's gone. This 31. I do not like that. Also, see how we can validate. This has not been validated. So we've closed below this. We've CS this. I know that's why I was selling. I should be selling this at this time. But as I was selling this, so let's go back a bit, because I know that I was a little bit confused with the price and all. So let's come back a bit. This is an expansion that was happening before. This is SOB. Well, we drew this out in time. Okay. We've already CST8 here, but we've not closed for direction. Once we close, now I want to sell. Typically, my entry will be there. So, but this will close. Where will I put my stop loss before all this happens? So once this happened, I'm setting my limit here while this is happening. But where do I want to put it? This
normally this should, on this one, if this is the guy that is closing back into this, I'm selling myself based on what the understanding says. Close below this, we're going down. So I'll be looking at this for bounce, but I still want this. So typically, maybe my stop is also swing failures. I like swing failures. Of course, I also don't like this because this is an hobby, an FEG that sent price up. So close below it, we are happy. Close below this, I'm getting my first confirmation, maybe down there or maybe inside here, because now that we've seen this, but realistically, I would want this because I know price has to, I'm expecting price to reject from there because we want to buy this. All right, realistically. Then we say, if this happens, for instance, this close below this, okay, but now I'm thinking about stop loss. For me, I want to put my stop loss here, maybe, okay, but this was the one, this was the candle that closed above it, so closed below it, below it. So this is like, in quote, this is running this liquidity. So in isolation, because I'm using this range, this is running this liquidity. If this is running this liquidity, then the first place I do not want is, if this is a run on the liquidity, this, what was the next one after it? There. Don't close above this. If I put my stop here, don't close above this. If you're closing above this, price wants to run deeper. Price wants to run deeper. Typically, where would I put my stop? I usually put my stop maybe somewhere there. I'll find a place because I'm afraid. Additionally, let's track this. Of course, we know that this will have been a loss no matter where we put it. Here and here. Also, if you close, if you wick this is an invalidation. So the best is I'll put it is like, because I'll be thinking price can wick it, and so please wick it, then I can buy up. But let's start tracking. This is forming, this is going down, this is going down. In this expansion, when this expansion ended, it had this. This is the last candle. So this is a worst place, the biggest place. This is at 35 point. I'm trying my best because this is a candle. Once you close below this is it. But what is the candle that will get me excited to start going up? This was a stop run. It's a run into this. This. So if I'm based on the understanding we have now, if we are saying this is the, actually to get us excited to go up, okay. For this expansion here would be up, will be this. Actually that's lies. We ended this ended this is also for, so for us to go up will be here. Like that's why we put our stops there, and we're saying we could use this as our stop. Okay, this is the expansion that take, if you take this in isolation, because this is not really doing anything, or it's taking this, so we've not closed above this. This is it. So yeah, actually my stop should be there. Worst case scenario is there. Wicks it, because if we go back to the 5 minute, and we know that all this inside the 1 hour is something. So 5 minutes runs liquidity, runs liquidity. So this is a candle we're looking. Runs liquidity, but it's outside it. Inside it, nothing. Okay, yeah. Runs liquidity. There, runs liquidity. This was the first candle to come back above it. So on the 5 minutes, this gone. They went through it, reclaimed it, came back into it, dump. This was the candle that closed in. So we close above this. This is me pushing it, but this was the first candle. If we close above this, we are going up, or we should on the 5 minute. If you're looking at all this expansion, run through it. This was the candle, this was the expansion that ran through liquidity. So if we remove this expansion in the 5 minutes, if we remove you, because you ran through our liquidity, you're an expansion, okay? So this level becomes our hobby. This is the first 5 minutes candle at this level. There you go. That is, and on the 5 minutes, this is nice. It closes this. So if I remove this, we are seeing the same setup, expansion, one that add an OOB, this, bam. So what am I saying? Dark pool. First OOB, close above it. come back into this black pool. So on the 5 minute, come back into this dark pool and I would buy. However, my confidence will first improve when we close above this. Let's go. Of course, we know this lost. What did we do here? So that was our OB. This was, sorry, this was the one we cleared. We said no, once you, so I said kill. This was the, we removed. And we're like anything that the first candle, because this part of this actually should be this guy, lies. So it should be, so after this expansion, this was the, because I was looking at, so this is the candle. Once here, closes the dark pool here. Closes the dark pool here, runs above it, taps back into it, runs above it, okay. Dark pool, early entry, CST this, enter. Where's the stop? Runs on liquidity, run on liquidity, run on liquidity. So we're looking, run on liquidity. This is the last one. This was just a simple candle. So this was the, if there's in expansions, theory from the 1 hour. Run on liquidity. So this was the last candle. So if you delete it, these are the set of candles, these green candles, yeah. So just like we used there, these green candles here were the ones, last one after this last one on liquidity to the downside. Okay, but then we CST them, but we didn't go further. So if we say we deleted them, then this guy, this should be your stop. And then it makes sense, or there, if you so choose. But now we can trust this. We can say this. First one, we said there. By the time we are closing above this, that's the last one. Now we are more confident. If price comes back down, you can buy up. I don't know, maybe it might get there because that was the last one. If it closes above this, it might be in business to go further up or not. Because I don't remember, I think it died. But, you know, and this is just, we're no longer tracking. I think, I don't know. But I like this fact. I like the fact that it exists using 1 hour stuff. So, for example, if I was on the 1 hour and I enter there, of course, I also know where, I understand where the rejection is. And like Josh was telling me, it's not interesting that the candle that come back, they still come back to 50% of where it was. And if it was just this range, 50% of this failed expansion that first confirmed it here. Put something inside, bam, 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 ran up. So it's really incredible, you know. And if I was waiting, no, don't complicate it. Don't look seek perfection is what I'm saying. I think price went further down, if I'm not wrong. I just don't know where price stopped. So that is where price stopped. And all this, and we are not inside. I'm sure if we go inside, we'll see where, maybe why. But isn't it interesting that, you know, also if this, I'm trying to see that's not, if that is going up now, I'm not saying this. This is just like here on, but that's where it starts. First one, yeah, maybe. That was a run on liquidity, so maybe something here. Maybe not there. Maybe something here will have failed, but either which way. That's a lot of points. And this is big stops. Considering you could have bought better, but that's 40. I've played all this, but either which way. This was a loss. So moving from auto destruction. Well, because I promised to send this to, oh, okay, I still have that on. I don't know what is supposed to be freaking deleted. So even though it went up and this is down, and I think, I don't know if I'm still in this short or sell. I doubt it. Buy or sell here. Initially, even if I put my stop here, it's just because 57 I'm wanting, and I have to push this to even make it make sense, because according to Kish, this is actually our first TP. So I'm not, it's like the pain only is that it took me out before. So it's like if this was there, my stuff should be there. Max is there. because that's the first candle. If I put it here, it's just delaying the inevitable. Once this stops, you have to buy. This is a first. This is an OB kind of, because but there was no back there. So we already said that even this, we don't want a CST of this, but anything can happen. I've been basically just wicked it and come back and then, okay, confirm the buy. So this was a loss. All this for a loss. Yes, all this for a loss. So, but it's mechanical rules, and just wait. Okay, go back into it. I don't know if this was news, but either which way. That was on Thursday. No, EU. None. Oh, actually, that's a lie. There has to be something. But it's going to be after. So this is the end of the expansion. This is it. That one. That's what we're looking for. So this is the dark one. This is the dark one. And the OB was before it. And what did we see? Once we close the dark pool, we could, it was early entry. And if this was, like we were saying, this was the candle. I'm not saying it was the best entry. After that candle closed, you're selling this. We are saying this is the earliest. Of course, only got it 1 hour. This even reduces it, but that's what we're saying. I don't want to, because if you are saying there's just follow you, this is just for a few times. Also, I do not have the data yet. So this would have been closed here. Why? Because if it was here, once it's closed and I know that, okay, it's confirming, that's it, done. So -1 hour. It doesn't matter. So even with that, the week should have been glorious. Of course, these two might have been difficult to catch because, like I said, the second one, no. This one, yeah, because I looked at it in real time. This was news. And if we cancel, if I go there and put it of 5 minutes. So I think this was the news, yeah. So here's a 5 minutes. So if after news we didn't get a perfect entry, that was that. Is that it? Yeah. So the entry should have been here. So entry should have been there. About 5 minutes after news, or 2 minutes after news, we were allowed to trade. So let's say for the first 5 minutes, news did its thing. It's like this was where the stop was. That was not bad. I thought that was still what, I don't think it got here. So let's see. So we do not, we're not lying. And we exited, I think there. That is still good, considering that this is where you put it. There was a max. It should have been there. 2 hours. This is safe, and it was even somewhere inside there on the lower mid. So I like this idea of using the same expansion quickly, because it's like, it's fast. I don't have to think, okay, oh, expansion, this was under closed above it. So before this happened, whatever I can do here is there. It's like, if this is it, bam. This is the first red candle. Of course, now in hindsight, because you have not this printed its confirmation there. So if you get it left to right, this candle. So it's like, if you're reading, this is the candle, this one. All right, this expansion here, this is the stop loss. It's like, oh, run on liquidity. So if this is the run on liquidity, we'll remove this. This is the first candle to close. If you close above this, or you're wicking it, I think price wants to go up. You can wick it and still go down, but based on our crude rules, price wants to go down. All right. This one, run on liquidity. We went up. This is the first candle that closed it there. Normally, this, so if you were saying, of course, the CST happened that if you wanted a close, so you're saying if price comes back here, I'll put my stop here for this. So let's leave this here and let's see. I don't know if you should have taken also, because if we close above this is the first time, but then you can now extend it just a little bit above it because of spread and weak. Not there. This will be too much. There, and let's just say 12, 2 pips. If we go back, if we drag this a little and borrow it, this is it. This is the expansion that ran it. If we close a candle down here, a candle is going to exist here, down here, and then the eye of that candle after it gives an entry should be it. And what happened when the candle dumps here? So this is expansion trade. The eye of this candle should give me, once I get an entry here, this should be the price. If you're closing above this, you want to run up. Run up doesn't mean that this is a reversal. I think I need to also put that in my head. Doesn't mean it's running up, because after all, we started from a scalping stuff. It just means that price might keep going up on, this might be the place for continuation up, or could just be to take liquidity and come back. But this is it. All right. 13, put 2 more. This 17, thereabout. Yeah. If you wick that, I'm done. Let's put it there. We closed below this. So this was a stop run. We put a down candle here because you come back here, this, the eye of that down candle. But let's see if we have other examples that are, and if we flip it, this expansion that closes to it, this is a stop run on it. If you close through here, so I can buy this, come back here. If, of course, I have, this, so this is the stop run. If price wants to go further down, using the other one, if we are buying, price should not wick below this. That's what I think we also mentioned that previously. I was like, I will not put it here in this instance because this is my stop loss. I'm just trying to think faster now. This expansion that closes through it, this one here. So I want to buy. If this is an expansion that closes through it, by the time this expansion closes through it, this, if let's say this, of course, my entry had already worked, but let's say for instance, I'll move this here for a minute. So expansion up, expansion that closes through it. So this is my stop run. If you're just using expansions, as you understand, yeah, expansion that closed through it. All right, so I'm deleting it. I'm then saying, aside this guy, before all this, because all this was happening, this, of course, this is the one that closed through it. If you're still look at in default, but this has not happened. So after this happened, all right, what else is closing through here? Oh, this guy. If you then confirm my trade with it did here, this blue line here, this is the candle that closed through it, or either this one. So it should not be a decision between this candle and this candle. So I close back into it. So if this had given me a trade, you should have type 2. I want to buy this. I'll have bought this. And the maximum I put my stop is there, 20 pips or 13 pips, depending on whatever is inside there. And you see how it's 13 pips line up there. So this is what I want to buy. And if I pull it down, oh, okay, Gandalf or bag, last one here. Okay, this might be a problem because there's no top week, bottom week. All right, maybe I might accept this 20 point and then wherever I want to go. And I like that because it's easy and I will start using it. Expansion of run on liquidity. This candle that closes through, don't close above this. If you start closing above this, I don't like it. Or weak it, my stop is not there. My stop is here. I'll put it here. So we started with, I really like that simplicity. There, invalidation. All right, maybe 2 pips. 21 is lines up here. So very annoying. So I'll put it up a little just because this is so close. But and something like this, and it's a cell, so it can wiki, and these are spread issues. So should have gotten it out until invalidation. Again, this was are doing nothing. This expansion. So we don't need to this by way. Expansion. We are saying, okay, this is where the expansion ended on this candle. Well, okay, this is it. This I ran through it. All right, so give us a green candle that comes back into this. Oh, this. Don't CSD this guy. If I'm buying, and this comes on, and that's what we're saying at this point, that, okay, if you are buying this, this would be our entry, first SL, or all right, expansion. But because then I didn't know, now I would indeed put it there because, of course, in this instance, this was the first candle to run through it. But it's not doing anything, so validation. It's not I, but in this instance, now I'll put it there. But failed expansion, yes, but with this is getting much now. If we come back here, it was supposed to be a big push. Where is it pushing to? First here. If you go through here, then we are going up. Where's the next place? Okay, let's go back here. This is an expansion. It's not showing just because of my stuff. This is an expansion, nothing. This was just a OB, all right, but no expansion treat. Okay, then we can consider it. If this is an OB and I was going up and I'm looking for target, where's the first place I want to go? There. All right, this is the first expansion. This is the next one. This is it. We closed below this. We want to go up, so we are looking for, actually we should be looking for bearish expansion. This was the first bearish expansion. We closed above it. All right. We want to, oh my God, I think it's in my head, but I'm mistaken. Bam, where's the next target? You can go as high as this because this is an expansion. This is an expansion. This was the first candle that closed to it. So I'm saying if this expansion is confirmed, if we are going up, expansion, we delete this. When we went above this, price must come below this on this level, because if it closes below it, this is because this was our confirmation for sell. If it closes below, and yes, I remember, because we're thinking our stops will be so small. If it closes below this, going down. So if you're above it, what we use as going down is also going to be our invalidation to say the price is going down. Or if what we use for our going up is also what to say it is going up. I hope you guys will understand me, but I'm just coming back here. So in this instance, saying this, I feel at peace because I know that's a loss that, all right, works. Like sell. After I did that there, prefer dump, sell. Took it out, took this point out, it's out. So this would be the trade actually. Not a problem. I'm guessing this is it. Yeah. Oh my God. So we're like because of course we're like, if we were only waiting for a close, right? So let's see if we're only waiting for a close, because I don't remember if you took that out. If we're only waiting for a close above this as your CSD, as your OB, close before it, coming back here, we put these 2 points above. Let's see. Came very close. Came very close, and I didn't know. We're targeting the old place, but in this instance, the old place is not. Why? Price could go back here. If price is not going back here, where was our target before? We should say look for this was the stop loss, sorry, failed expansion, next one. But in this instance, for this was even the range itself, the next one. So the range itself, the low of the range itself is here because it's already worked. Low of the range itself, it's there. We already have this that you wanted to buy because it's a valid buy. You see, price comes you back to your open, comes back. So I love this. And it came very close. This is why we have to put extra on top, because it took this high out. All right, fair enough, but it makes sense. Expansion, fade expansion. What is this? Key level. Comes to the key level. Takes this high out, very close. But I like the fact that the stop work, because I have very big stops. That's been one of my problems. This was a loss, and then we can delete this, and then this already failed now. And then we are looking at this. Is that a dark pool here? No, no dark pools. And we'll still be in this buy or not. I'll see. So this was a buy. Stuff. Buy. Where is the invalidation? So we're saying this top one. Price that goes above it. This, I don't want to do 32 points. All right. We can go to the 15 minutes. This expansion takes it. Expansion again. Let's go to the 1 hour. So this is what I was considering. 15 minutes. This run on expansion, the first candle there. We can say, so this is the first candle to come back to it. Then 12. It will have taken me out. But I took it, it will have gotten up before it took me out. So this is adding 2 points. This is a winner, and I'll show you, or maybe a break-even trade before this happens. I'll show you why. But liquidity inside. So even though this is it, this was not a stop on. This was just a like a stop on. It was not something, it was not like an expansion, because we're in expansions. Let's make it easy for us. Expansion that runs through it. This is also very nice. 15 minutes. Rules. Close below it. There. It turns to the OB sell, but doesn't go out. But then we're seeing why. We need this expansion through it. And so coming back here, this is it. Comes straight. So stop on my stop. Okay. Either here, that guy, there, that guy. First close this. If we use this, we are safe, because this weaks into it. But first close. All right, that's it. All of this candle, this is part of a stop on leg. It's part that was running this. So if you are running this, something here, was anything here? It was the only thing here. But I don't want to use this big stop. So if I'm using this, I can consider that, okay, this weeks into it. But 1, this was 10, 12. Let's go to the 1 hour to show you. Like, I'm not bad, because of course I found fades nobody likes using. But what was it? Expansion through it. It's it. I'm targeting here. So this will have been a loss. It would have been a very painful loss. I'll be very angry that I could have taken it down. But it is what it is, because at the time it gave me, it's got to almost at the high of 1.7. But it's not a loss in my book, because I took this trade actually. And as at then, I didn't know these rules. But let's come back to 1 hour, because we didn't like it. So runs, actually, we shouldn't include this. This should be the best place, the worst case scenario. Why? Even though, I'll delete this for a minute, maybe not. This runs through it. This expansion through it. Okay, no. This should be it. So we're saying on this guy, this old guy, is a, but this is big. I do not want that. So I went to the 15 minutes to find a more suitable place of the same thing idea. This first candle close above it. This, there is nowhere. I'll be shocked if I ever do just like this too, because this is a no bottom wick. This is just liquidity is begging for it. So I've gone from 31 to 21. I'll take it. Why again? This I'll be like, this is kind of weeks into it. So there. If I 16, if I add 18, I'm down there. So don't put it there. Let's drop to 5 minutes. Let's see. Go straight. We need, I'm lazy, that's why. This same, very key. 5 minutes makes sense. Expand straight, expand straight, expand through it, stop the expanding through it. So 4 sets of candles, these guys. These are the candle. This was the last expansion on liquidity with an expansion. This was the set. This was the first guy that ran through it. Very close to the low. So I'm saying that between there and there, I can put my stop loss. Easy. Run through it. CST did so. This is the next candle to go through. It's like we're doing on the 1 hour. So I can accept this. That's the worst place. And see how where we put our stop loss was the eye of this top of this range. I like that. Coincident. I do not have time to think about all this, so I'm not kidding myself. Like I'll look at it and so I know 15 minutes. I can quickly look like, okay. Once I see that this 15 minutes, no bottom week, I will even take 21. 20. I'll take 21 easily because that is 10 pips less. So I'm just showing. Look, I know I don't have to prove anything like, but that I'm not form fitting, and I know that if we close above this, so now that I know what we know, close above this, it's going to give me so much joy that we are going up. So I'll be targeting that first. That's 1.2 and above, but then I'll put it here. Why? Because we can weak it and can go, or I'll adjust it, put a line there. Once it's crossing, put an alert there. Once it's crossing, come and check it out. If I start, go to the 50 minutes, if we are closing above it, if not, wait. So we're here, 1 hour. Tips is, why did I stop it here? It's like, when will I change my stop? Once I see this, so we start with here. Let's start with that. Let's take it. Let's copy this image and put it here. And then come back here. What will change? Expansion. It's coming. Where is it happening? It's happening. This guy got to my old entry and formed another expansion here. So this is the OB. Price can get there and I'll push it to 1 hour. Especially once it rejects here, comes back, I'll be like, okay, 1 hour, take it. So 1 hour. Well, we can push this here. So maybe it's going to be less than 1 hour now. Same thing we did here, like, okay, we use this high. So I don't want to use this. Let's use this, just being consistent. So I can see that it's not pushing. So 1 hour. I will take 1 hour because 1 hour, yes, 22 points, 22 pips. That's a lot. Was it OB? No. And this is even considering the fact that entry could have been lower here. This is an expansion. This key level. So all of a sudden, that is much more, but 1 hour. I did the same thing for NASDAQ too, whereby I just put my STP at confirmation for my long. So we delete this, we delete, and now for the longs, same here. Once here, this is the expansion through it. So yes, you can see First close above that. We're going up. Entry is there. So entry is there. Stop. Should be here. Should be here. There. But we're inside this guy. So normally before what I know, my stop will be minimum there. Exit is either, because I'll have been planning, this will have been the thing, and I think this is what I wanted when that happened, which was very painful. Yeah, I'll have preferred this, even with what I know now. Put this bit there, and then buy to sell. Oh, sell to buy, sorry. Wrong stuff. So buy this, put this there, max, and then either take this for 1.2 and be like, okay, 2. And then once I see that 2, because as at this time, when this was confirming, this long, and that will be the trade. I'll not target with this, I'll not be targeting an exit out because I know that this guy is there. I'm just using this defaultly, expansion, expansion. We know that typically if we close below this, price is dying. Oh, not dying, like price might go down. But since I have to look at it objectively, like what was happening before this trade happened? This is a bag price. I'll be targeting this maximum, this key level. So being objective without, of course, I can think clearly. There's not, I'm not in the charts and I'm moving and I'm a key level. So up, fix it there. Last candle of the day before the weekend. Perfect. Done. No dark pool. So that's why I've not removed the dark pool. Of course, like saying that because all the dark pools also lost. It's not saying 12. Okay. Bad. Bad at all. So I like it. I like the fact that it allows me to quickly think, oh, I'm buying this. Okay, it's confirming this expansion. This was the last expansion. This was not close, but oof, this is too big. I don't want to use this. Drop to the 15-minute. Oh, expansion. This is on the on it. Okay, this is the first guy to close back into it. Stops above here. Simple. I like that simplicity of those rules. I like the simplicity of the rules because when I was just lying to me, if I start looking for a perfection, then I would then I'll start thinking. And let's just see it works here again. Expansion. This was the guy that ran through it. Close above. So expansion and through it. First guy, don't close above this. Don't close below it. This, when it picks me, it's like, yeah, don't close below it. And we also don't like it, but I'm not mad. I don't even like the fact it's inside here. Okay, maximum put it there. 8 points. So we're going to be here. If it breaks this, it's going to be minimum all this. So even though I've gone, and in this is mad. This is interesting. This is 5 hour. It's like top of this range is already 2.5. This, if it's it, break through it. If not, bam. I think this we target somewhere. We're targeting somewhere here based on. That's also the thing with small losses, stop losses. Yes, you get your win rate is small there, but it gives you this kind of trade. It's a 7 hour. I don't know if I have enough. I would have enough leverage for that. I don't like this. I know this for 6. We've added 3 extra points. Just took off 3 hour. Every pip is the 1 hour. But we don't care. Madness. Put it there for safety. 4 hours. 4 hours. If it works, same. But I just really came to check these rules out. This. I like that. I like the simplicity. And yeah, this is the first candle above it. CST this is like, okay. If you CST this, then this OB itself is its OB for this. It's its own. Oh, it's if you CST this, we'll not be able to, because if it's CST, then we have to use something inside here. So if we are coming down here, and it came down, went up, dropped a down candle here, went up, dropped it here, then sell this, the last down candle that closed back into this range. So it's going to be, so in this instance, we closed, this was the first stage, so down there again. I like this. It's a loss I want to take. This is so long. This is so long. Wow. And sorry guys, I know it's not supposed to, it's, even for me it's exhausting because this is, and I still have to do 4 other pairs. And well, I don't want to. So we have to leave this, and I'll put this, I have to save this so I can remember. So I wanted to buy this, so let's use in that expansion through it, dark pool. We closed above this. This is the guy that closed through this guy and through even this expansion. All right, fair enough. This is the guy. That is too big. I don't want to use that. I said total invalidation. Maybe I think the CPI it is coming with. Okay, what can I do? I'll go back to the 1 hour. Expansion. Do it. That's the one. And then there was this tiny one. There. So this ended there. So 15 minutes. Expansion. So let's keep tracking expansion. Expansion. This is the last expansion that went through a 15-minute expansion. All right, so this guy from here to here, where was the first green candle to close back into this? This guy, they took it slow. Was the first candle again to close straight? This guy, they took it slow. So like it was a claim they gained here. So that is good. There. This is, I need to see the jittery. Good. I like that. And still, this is the first candle there. So stop it. So you can either put it, there, being the light, there, being the first candle. And you see our price, of course, they close below it, but how it is just, I like the fact that price just keeps weakening its low. So see that going to break through it. So you can use this. Why not? And before this trade was happening, as at then, I had this in mind. I can turn this on. I can save it because that map played out. This good. This is yellow, indicating to me that I should check it out. And I love this. So we'll see if it comes back here, of course. All right. Thank you so much.